to get your name on the Gold Cup is supreme in the minds of racers everywhere. This is the Detroit River, which the famous Bill Munsey once said, you don't beat it, you merely survive it. And 11 boats out there are going to try to do just that.
The big story in the off-season, and now that the 2006 season is underway, is that the Budweiser boats are back. Following retirement of the racing team after the 2004 season, 3 of the fastest boats in the history of the sport spent the entire 2005 season sitting in the Budweiser racing team's facility in South Seattle. Then came word that Kim Gregory of the USA Racing Partners in Las Vegas had purchased T3, one of those boats. It was off to Las Vegas for modifications and a nice new yellow paint job. It's here, ready to run, with J.W. Myers driving. Then an even bigger story. Mike Weber, team manager for Ted Porter, new owner of the FormulaBoats.com racing team from Decatur, Illinois, announced that his boss was buying him 2 new toys, T5 and T6. So those boats were moved from Seattle to that team shop in Illinois, and they are here now. Same familiar red paint job, new livery, and 3 of the fastest boats in the history of the sport are back with us.
Thank you, Steve Montgomery. Let's take a look at yesterday's action.
6 boats scheduled to go in Saturday's Heat 1A. Jimmy King, our fast qualifier, losing power before the start, as did Greg Hopp, J. Michael Kelly, and J.W. Myers. Only 2 boats answered the bell. The winner, Ken Muscatel, in the U2.25. Rookie Kevin Aylesworth picked up second-place points, and Jim Hendrick got a word with the winner.
Not too shabby first competition of the Gold Cup. You come out a winner, Ken.
I'm real happy. You have no idea. We've had a good year, but we had little things go wrong all along. And we got out there, got a good start, and other guys had trouble. But part of it is being prepared and being in position to win, and we were.
Heat 1B, all 5 boats entered, answered the gun. Steve David in the red, white, and green. Oh boy, Oberto making a great start for the folks back in Madison, Indiana. But in the first lap, the leader was Mike Weber, the FormulaBoats.com. Giving chase, the yellow boat is the U37, Jean Theoret in the Beacon Plumbing. And you saw him strike a buoy right here in that treacherous rooster tail turn, moving him from second down to 5th place in points. After that, it was all Mike Weber, the veteran, bringing his FormulaBoats.com home in first place, 400 points.
Well, that wasn't too shabby, a 1-2 punch, you and your teammate.
No, it was getting kind of rough out there, so we weren't running any harder than we had to, but I knew Mike was out there, and I knew he was charging, but that was my first win ever in the Gold Cup heat, so I couldn't be more excited for Formula Boats and all our sponsors.
Gold Cup means a lot to a young driver.
It means a lot to anybody that's ever driven a race boat in their whole life. This is it. That's what you strive for in your career, to be in the Gold Cup and have a chance to win, and this is my first legitimate chance. We're going to make the best of it.
Heat 2A, rookie drivers David Williams and Kevin Aylesworth starting behind the field. That meant Jean Theoret, Mike Weber, and J.W. Myers would be up front, as they are right here. The early leader, Jean Theoret, problems for Mike Weber as he hooked his boat at the start. Then there would be problems for Theoret. He was told he had jumped the gun and was not the leader. He was indeed running in 5th place. The leader then, J.W. Myers, driving the U10, Miss Al DB Dodge, and he would cruise to an easy first place and 400 points in Heat 2A. Second and third place going to the rookies, Williams and Aylesworth. Heat 2B, the early leader, Jimmy King, and the piston-powered Miss Chrysler Jeep, the red boat on the inside, that's Greg Hopp in the blue boat. The backup Miss Elam Plus, the white boat, that's Nate Brown giving chase, but it was all piston power as the race became one for second place. Greg Hopp, Nate Brown, and Mike Allen racing for second, as it was all Jimmy King out front with piston power, the winner of Heat 2B.
And now, after one day's action, here are our leaders. Ken Muscatel's Michigan Mortgage leads the fleet. Surprisingly, 2 of the favorites, Beacon Plumbing and Miss Elam Plus, are 8th and 9th. And that brings us to today's final action with 4 preliminary heats and the winner-take-all final. A great crowd on hand here in Detroit, Michigan, as the boats go out to compete.
FSN coverage of the American Boat Racing Association Enviroply Championship Series for unlimited hydroplanes is brought to you by Enviroply multi-panel interior and exterior building supplies, naturally superior. And by Oh Boy Oberto Beef Jerky. Taste what's real. It better be Oberto.
Welcome back to Detroit. I'm Jim Hendrick along with Steve Montgomery. And Steve, there's always a lot of activity around our course.
A huge crowd on hand for the granddaddy of all boat races. A lot of history, a lot of tradition here. Some fans will go home looking a little better than they did when they came, and some arrived looking pretty good. Let's take a look inside the sport with our EnviroPly insider, Steve David.
The Detroit Gold Cup is like the granddaddy of all races for us. Our Gold Cup is our Daytona 500, our Indy 500. That's the one that you really want to win. It's a challenging race course. It has the biggest turn on the circuit down at the Belle Isle area and a tight little turn out the Rooster Tail turn. Speeds are very high. They're well over 200, and the water is probably the roughest that we run in.
And now we're set to go with today's first preliminary heat, Heat 3A. And here are the combatants. Miss Chrysler Jeep, Miss DYC lead the way as they come down the back chute. They're going to line up 5 boats in all, Steve. This could be a very exciting heat.
Jean Theoret has the U-37, the yellow boat in lane 1. It gets tight in there in lane 2 for Mike Allen in the Formula boats. Now Jimmy King, we're on board. He's in lane 3. Off to his right, that's J.W. Myers in the U-10 in the blue boat. Way out to his right is Greg Hopp. Jimmy now approaching start finish. He wants to get there just as the clock ticks down to 0-0 to make a legal start. Here they come now. Theoret not in the picture. He got in trouble on the inside. The leader was Mike Allen in the FormulaBoats.com. Jimmy King right next to him. Then J.W. Myers and Greg Hopp on the outside in the blue boat. They come into that big sweeping Belle Isle turn. Allen with the advantage on the inside, but Jimmy King has tremendous boat speed with that piston-powered U3. Here they are at the apex of the turn. Mike Allen, the early leader, Jim.
Yes, he is, and that beautiful shot from the Belle Isle Bridge camera shows how that big sweeping turn, they don't even take their foot off of the accelerator. They keep it right down to the floorboard.
Look at this boat race on the backstretch. They come by the Yacht Club for the first time, and it's a 3-boat race. It's Mike Allen on the inside, the FormulaBoats.com. Then Jimmy King, Miss Chrysler Jeep, and Jimmy's going to pull right up next to him as they turn left for this treacherous Rooster Tail turn. Now watch this action. King's boat skips out just a little bit. Allen has the advantage on the inside, and it's Mike Allen. The FormulaBoats.com. We're on board with Jimmy King now giving chase. Mike Allen is off to his left as they come down to finish lap 1. The leader is Mike Allen, the FormulaBoats.com.
A Turbine leads on the inside, but right beside him, giving him a battle all the way, sponson to sponson, is a reciprocating engine boat. It is an Allison turbocharged, and Jimmy King from Michigan in his hometown race is giving them a challenge.
J.W. Myers also in the hunt. You saw the yellow boat running on the outside. We're back on board with Jimmy King. This driver taking this boat up near 200 miles per hour now as again he chases Mike Allen up the backstretch. Allen has the advantage, the short race course on the inside, but it's not always an advantage in this turn. Very, very hard for the driver to take his boat up over 200 miles per hour and then handle the turn that's coming up right here.
This is a very tight turn, and the Detroit River splits around the island and gives them some rollers and currents. We've had accidents in this corner, so they have to be careful. Now they're going down to complete lap number 2.
Jimmy King doing a marvelous job of tipping the piston boat right on the hip of Mike Allen. Any kind of a bobble aboard the FormulaBoats.com, and Jimmy King is going to take the lead. And remember, he's doing it with an old World War II piston engine, giving this turbine boat a run for the money. Look at this boat race, Jim.
Yes, it's a great race on a very rough course. That water comes off the seawalls, and every time they come around, it's a different turn. A roller here, a hole here. It's dangerous, but now, as they come down the back chute, this is the smoothest part of the course.
The left side of your picture, you see the spray off a sponsor of Mike Allen's boat, the FormulaBoats.com team. Racing here with sponsorship from Dick Scott Automotive and the Detroit Yacht Club, which is going by right now. Mike Allen opening up some water, and now he has a nice lead. Setting up for the Rooster Tail turn. Jimmy King back in the spray. There he is, back almost to Rooster Tail. Now Mike Allen has finally opened up some water on that piston-powered U3 Miss Chrysler Jeep. The white flag flies, Jim. 1 lap to go for Mike Allen.
And we're inside once again, Jimmy King's U3, and he's coming along the shoreline of Detroit, coming into that big Belle Isle turn. But the leader right here is the Miss DYC out of the Formula One team, and he's showing them the short way around the course. 400 points await this man.
On to the backstretch for the final time is Mike Allen. A very, very close boat race for a couple of laps, and now turbine power has reigned supreme here. You see the boat flying just a bit. That's at 200 miles per hour. Allen using that front wing to keep it under control, and now he's going to come down the front straightaway, take the checkered flag, and pick up 400 points for a great run. The rookie driver doing a sensational job for the FormulaBoats.com team, racing here for the Detroit Yacht Club and Dick Scott Automotive. Second place, Jim, will go to Jimmy King. We're on board with Jimmy now as he finishes with piston power, picking up 300 points. So the two red boats giving us a great race here.
And the fans here enjoying every single bit of it.
Points scored on the way to the final. Jimmy King picking up 300 in second place. A great run for Mike Allen. 400 points. He's with Jim Hendrick.
Yeah, Mike's a long way from trailing as a rookie, but getting a fire up there in the front row.
Yeah, you know, we decided today that we got to step it up a little bit. We can't be safe and be out in lane 4. It's really hard on the equipment, so we thought we'd give it a shot, and obviously it helped out and paid off.
Yeah, Jimmy King right on your hip in that Chrysler Jeep.
That thing's fast, man. You know, I've been a Piston fan for years, and it's awesome to run next to him. It's got a lot of shoot speed. Believe me, if we weren't in lane 1, he'd have had us.
Mike Allen's teammate, team manager Mike Weber, the other FormulaBoats.com entry, also flying the livery of the Detroit Yacht Club. They'll be on the water. You see Steve David and the Oh Boy Oberto, one of the competitors here in Heat 3B. It's up next. Stay with us.
I'm Jim Hendrick, along with Steve Montgomery. Welcome back to Detroit, Michigan for the Chrysler Jeep Superstores APBA Gold Cup. Steve, hot food on the grill, courtesy of the Detroit Fire Department, and hot racing on the Detroit River.
Here is the field for Heat 3B. Nate Brown in the backup, Miss Elam Plus, subbing for Dave Vilwalk. Then Ken Muscatel, Mike Weber, Steve David, and rookie Kevin Aylesworth.
They're coming around now as the clock goes down to 0. They have a 5-minute clock, a 1-minute clock, and the starting gun. Any one of these boats go across that imaginary line at the start, they have not officially began the race. They get a 1-lap penalty. They don't count till they come around the next time.
Interesting milling here on the backstretch. This is before the start. That's Mike Weber on the inside. His FormulaBoats.com racing here for the Detroit Yacht Club. We're on board with Steve David, who was back a ways behind the field, and he is pulling up now to take a place in line, hoping there's a spot for him. Ken Muscatel going by on his left. They are into the Rooster Tail turn, and you see the blue roof of the Rooster Tail restaurant right there. That's where this turn gets its name. Now they swing down toward start-finish. Kevin Aylesworth swinging wide. You saw Nate Brown in the white boat coming up to take a spot there. This is Mike Weber. He's going to lead him across the start line. Oh, he was close. He may have been early, Jim.
Not sure, but that gun went off. But the official mark is the actual closing of the clock as they go down to turn number 1 for the first of 4 times. They head for that wide turn at the Belle Isle Bridge, and it's still Oh Boy Oberto on the inside.
Mike Weber in lane 2, this big turn allowing him to keep the boat speed up. Steve David is right there in the Oh Boy Oberto as they turn onto the backstretch, and you saw Nate Brown in the white boat. He's running in 3rd place. You can see his Rooster Tail now as they head for the Yacht Club. Look at the blue smoke on the racecourse, and now we receive word that Mike Weber in the FormulaBoats.com racing for the DYC is not in 1st place. He jumped the gun. It was not a legal start. Steve David is your leader, Jim. The red, white, and green Oh Boy Oberto.
And blue smoke is coming off of the Oh Boy Oberto, Steve. And I'm not sure where it's coming from, but it's putting up a smoky haze. And look at the visibility gets really lowered on that part of the course.
Front straightaway has a big blue cloud hanging on it. We understand the smoke is coming off the lead boat, the Oh Boy Oberto. Oil or fuel getting onto something hot. You can see out the front window of the Oberto. That is Mike Weber, who knows by now that he is not leading this race. His radio man will tell him, you jumped the gun, you're back a lap. He will try to stay out of the way, but Steve David is giving the Oberto a great ride, Jim, here in in second place on the water, first place officially. We have to hope the blue smoke is not anything terminal and he can finish this heat.
That's right. He has to complete 4 laps in this Heat 3B, which is the second round of action here on the Detroit River today. And likewise, this man, Steve David, has radio connections to his crew, and he knows he's in first place. He's not going to press it.
He probably also knows he's smoking. They will tell him by now there's some blue smoke coming off your boat. You saw Mike Weber slowing down a little bit. He has probably received word that he is not leading after jumping the gun.
The Miss Elam Plus with Nate Brown is currently second. Ken Muscatel in the Michigan Mortgage Consultants is currently third officially. Lucky 21 with the rookie Kevin Aylesworth is now in fourth place.
Tough break for Mike Weber, the veteran, the team manager of the FormulaBoats.com team. At a football field per second, he got his nose to the line just a little too early. This is our leader, Steve David, out of Lighthouse Point, Florida, into the Belle Isle turn. Mike Weber still running on the race course off to his right, and in fact running pretty hard now as they come onto the backstretch and into that blue cloud, Jim. Believe me, they can see better than we can.
The old boy Oberto's not putting off smoke now, but for a couple of laps, something was burning oil-wise. It has to be with that blue hue.
Did not appear to affect the performance of the boat. It has run well throughout the heat. Mike Weber still racing pretty hard now as he comes into the Rooster Tail turn. Steve David doing a nice job on the inside. It's not easy to hold your boat in lane 1 through that turn. On board one more time with Steve David. Into the clouds, the blue smoke, the spray on the front straightaway, limited visibility at a very, very high speed, but the veteran driver doing a great job in the boat that's owned by the community of Madison, Indiana, kind of like the Green Bay Packers of unlimited hydroplane racing.
A good comparison. Now, down the back chute for the final time with the checkered flag waiting here on the Detroit River in the Chrysler Jeep APBA Gold Cup 2006.
You saw the importance of the start here. It is so important that the driver have a good lane and make a good start, get to start finish right on time. Mike Weber just a tick too quick. And Steve David right on time. He's going to come down and take the checkered flag now. He's on the front straightaway. The checkered flag will fly, and this will be a very popular heat victory for one of the veterans in unlimited hydroplane racing. Steve David takes the Oh Boy Oberto across the start-finish line in first place. He's followed by Nate Brown, Ken Muscatel, Kevin Aylesworth in that order. Mike Weber running second on the water will finish fifth in the heat officially. And this is the way the points are scored. 400 very valuable points for Steve David and the Oh Boy Oberto. He's with Jim Hendrick.
I can't believe that you laid that much smoke down. I haven't seen that since World War II.
I'm telling you, well, this is about a World War II vintage engine, and the boat's pretty close. But we knew we had a problem with the gearbox smoking, so I had to back it down a little bit. Just had to make sure I didn't back it down too much and lose that thing, because we really needed Oberto needed those first place points.
Yes, but coming down that back chute toward the tighter turn, we lost you in the smoke. Could you see?
No, I couldn't see either, but I'm pretty good at running this course by braille. You know, it's 32 seconds turn left, 32 seconds turn left.
Next up, Heat 4A. That's Dr. Ken Muscatel, his Michigan Mortgage U2. Dave Villwalk not here with Miss Elam Plus's main race boat. It was damaged in Valleyfield. That's Nate Brown, the 2004 Gold Cup winner in the Elstrom family's backup boat. They're up next. Welcome back to FSN coverage of the Chrysler Jeep Superstores APBA Gold Cup from Detroit. Sam Cole is the head man of the American Boat Racing Association, and Jim Hendrick had a word with him.
Sam, the second year of competition for the ABRA, where is this organization going?
Sky high is the limit right now. We have Enviroply joining us as a series sponsor. We're really excited about that. We have new teams, new owners, new drivers. I couldn't be happier. It's just going to be a fantastic season for us. And, you know, here at the Gold Cup, where anything can happen, it's going to be a wild day.
Also, I see visitors from the past who at one time were drivers and now are owners.
Well, Billy Shoemaker, Gold Cup winner, national champion. Billy the Kid and his wife Jane, they bought Bill Worster's team. They've invested heavily with John Thorett, the driver. They're here. What a great addition we have to have them on board the sport.
And also the fans are seeing better competition.
Yes, they are, Jim. We're so excited. All of our teams have stepped up to the challenge. You got Fred Leland, Bob Hughes, Eric Elstrom, Kim Gregory, all of those teams have stepped up. And you know, Kim came back this year after being away from the sport. To have quality owners, quality equipment, it can only mean a quality show for our fans.
The draw for Heat 4A exactly the same as the boats you saw in 3B. Nate Brown comes back out, as well as Ken Muscatel, Mike Weber, Steve David, and rookie Kevin Aylesworth out of San Diego, California in the U21 Lucky 21. There's Kevin having a great rookie season, Jim.
This is the milling period right now. They're down by the Belle Isle Bridge. They'll come up the back chute. They'll get into the lanes that they want. They fight for lanes now. It used to be they assigned them. Now they garter back and forth to see who wants what lane.
Once again, now you see Steve David, he's back a ways, but this is before the start. Last time he parlayed this same position into a great start, took the lead when Mike Weber was penalized and won that heat. Now he is pulled up with the field as they are forming in front of the Yacht Club. They will go through the Rooster Tail turn, make the run down to start finish, try to get there again right on time. That's critical. Off to the left, you saw Ken Muscatel, and there he is. He has the U2 in lane 1, swinging through in lane 2. That's Mike Weber. Nate Brown in the middle of the field in the white boat. Then Steve David and Kevin Aylesworth running way on the outside. Down to the start. This is where Weber was a little too early last time. We'll see how he is now. Steve David appears to wire it exactly in the Oh Boy Oberto.
Oh, that was a great start. He hit that right on the money, and he's out in front in smoother water as the rest of the field follows him. Down into that first sweeping wide turn as they come right at our camera on the Belle Isle Bridge.
Just a fantastic start by Steve David and the Oh Boy Oberto. He is ahead of Mike Weber already, and that's a little bit of a surprise. Weber's boat is a former Miss Budweiser, one of the fastest ever, and right now it's the red, white, and green of Seattle's Oberto family out ahead as we go on board with Steve David.
Steve David from Florida, the boat from Madison, Indiana, where we race every single year on the Ohio River. This boat on your left, the green and red, owned by 14,000 citizens that own the boat, but Oh Boy Oberto is the sponsor.
Now look at Weber as he comes up on the inside. He'll use the short way around the race course. Oh, he's going to get through the Rooster Tail. He couldn't hold it in lane 1. Mike Weber got washed down as his boat skipped out and went through Steve David's Rooster Tail. Now he'll have to restart. He will probably be passed in the process if indeed he can get it started at all. Nate Brown has to take a little evasive action there as he comes by in the Elam. Muscatel getting by okay on the inside. A bad break from Mike Weber. I was just about to say, Jim, it's hard to hold your boat in lane 1. He was doing a great job. The skid fin let loose and he went through the Rooster Tail.
That's the difference. In the Indy 500, they ride a groove. The track never changes. On this water, a roller, a hole, you can let that skid fin loose, and it's very dangerous in those turns. He's lucky it wasn't worse than it was.
Mike Weber having a tough day. Jumped the gun last time out. Now he's been washed down after getting into that Rooster Tail, and Steve David is our leader one more time in the Oh Boy Oberto, having a great Gold Cup here in 06.
Another 400 points is ready, and the checkered flag falls. Oh Boy Oberto with Steve David picks up 440 points here in the Gold Cup.
Having a great Sunday. 400 points will put him in the final easily, and of course it's a winner-take-all final at that point. Here's the checkered flag for Mike Weber. He did get it restarted, up and running, but he finishes way back in 5th place. Those 400 points will be very important to Steve David. They should put him in the final easily, and this is the way the points are scored. Nate Brown picks up 2nd place, Ken Muscatel 3rd, Kevin Aylesworth 4th, and Mike Weber drops down to 5th.
Come right down to it, it looks like you held him in legally.
Yeah, I mean, I want to give Mike's a great racer. Want to leave him plenty of room, and I think it's just rough, and he basically unhooked. No calls, and you know, we wanted it to be a fair race. He's got a great race boat, and look forward to seeing all those guys in the final.
All right, now you nailed the start pretty good. That gives us a little idea of what you're going to try to do in the winner-take-all finale.
Yeah, we have a difficult time getting the inside. This boat's about 600 pounds heavier than everybody else, so I need a flying start to make that work. But I can run and get some great competition. I mean, whoever wins this thing today is going to earn it, and hopefully it's going to be the Oberto, but got some great competition to run against.
One more preliminary heat to go. It's Heat 4B. Jimmy King will be in it with his piston-powered U3. He has looked strong all weekend. Jean Theoret has had his problems. One of the favorites coming in. He's going to need a strong finish here in this heat just to make the winner-take-all final.
Welcome back to Detroit, Michigan for the Chrysler Jeep Superstores APBA Gold Cup for the fastest race boats in the world. I'm Jim Hendrick along with Steve Montgomery. And Steve, it's a festive occasion.
It is a festival, a huge crowd on hand. Of course, the Chrysler Jeep folks showing off their new stuff. Everybody having a good time. We're running out of time now for the contestants to make the final heat. Most notably, Jean Theoret, the U-37 Beacon Plumbing, one of the favorites coming in, needs to win this heat to make the final. He has a lot of competition on the water as well. Jimmy King and the U-3 with piston power is right there in lane 2. Theoret has lane 1, Jim, which is where he needs to be if he has any chance to win this thing and make the final.
That's one madman from Montreal, as we call him. He will give it all it's got. If that boat holds together, he's going to ride it like a bucking bronc. He's on the inside, as you said, and that's exactly where he needs to be. He needs these points if he is to make the final in any way, shape, or form.
As they score up now and they come around to make the start, that's Theoret in the yellow boat. Out ahead right now is Mike Allen in the Detroit Yacht Club's FormulaBoats.com entry. Jimmy King is in between boats as they swing toward us now. Oh, Greg Hoff already dead in the water there in the blue boat right in front of you, Little Will. Now they're swinging down. Mike Allen swinging wide. Theoret on the inside. Watch this start. They want to be right on time. It looks like Allen's going to lead him across, and it's a legal start easily. A little bit of leeway there. Allen will be the leader into the first turn, but he's going to be way on the outside, Jim. A long ways to go around this big turn.
A beautiful shot. Now we're inside the EnviroFly onboard camera with Jimmy King in the U3 Jeep Chrysler as he heads down to the first turn in this 4-lapper.
Jimmy King in between boats. He has Jean Theoret off to his left. Look at the yellow boat now coming off the turn. He'll head up for the Yacht Club, and he has to have a strong finish here. Theoret has had his problems throughout the weekend. Jimmy King and Piston Power, tremendous shoot speed, and those two are side by side now as they go over the 200-mile-per-hour mark. The driver's telling us they see about 210 there on the backstretch, and look at these boats fly as Theoret has to get it back down on the water into the turn, doing a great job, and look at that boat trying to rip that skid pin off the left side. Allen now has dropped back a ways, but Jimmy King is right here, right on the hip of Jean Theoret.
And he's completing lap number 1 with 3 more laps to go. And as we look inside that cockpit, we take another view from our cameras on the Belle Isle Bridge. What a beautiful sight. And look at that crowd.
Theoret doing what he has to do here. He got the inside, but Jimmy King, with tremendous boat speed, is right beside him as they come into the turn again. Theoret's boat doing a beautiful job of tracking through this big turn. We're on board with Jimmy King, and off to the left you see the big wall of water coming off the skid fin on the U-37 Beacon Plumbing, who is out ahead of him now, and these two boats giving us a great race here in our final preliminary of the weekend.
As they come down the straightaway, look at that beautiful rooster tail up 50 feet and 200 foot in back of them. But when they go into a turn, that skid fin hangs up a secondary rooster tail. Look at it. There. Now you know they're in the heat. It really goes up, and it's a beautiful sight.
And you don't want to get into that skid fin rooster tail. It will destroy your race boat. They are coming down to finish this lap now. Theoret appears to have it in control. U-37 Beacon Plumbing, owned by Billy Shoemaker, a former winner here himself, now an owner out of Seattle. We're on board again with Jimmy King, and you can see the leader off to his left, Jimmy giving chase, but it looks here like the yellow boat may have too much for him. But that piston boat, Jim, has tremendous shoot speed especially, and he's hanging in there.
I want to tell you, this piston packer, the last of its breed, actually has better times than the famous Bill Muncie or Dean Chenoweth when they were running pistons. This boat holds every piston record there is.
And this boat has some history on this course as well. It was the Lumar window film. It did an incredible backflip on the backstretch with Mark Evans aboard just a couple of seasons back. Now, Jean Theoret has it running very, very well, using that front wing to manage the attitude of the boat and making this very, very treacherous rooster tail turn look easy as he heads down to start finish to finish. One more lap.
The white flag is out, signifying one more lap to go. Aboard the EnviroFly, camera shows the Jeep Chrysler Jimmy King still giving chase on the outside. As the white flag is dropped, we're down to the final lap.
A determined Jean Theoret, the French-Canadian, up from the Grand Prix class. He has had a tremendous impact here in unlimited racing, already a winner in this sport. Boat racing's major league, and he had to win this heat just to make the final. That kind of determination, the great equipment he has, and it looks, Jim, like he's going to be able to keep it out ahead of Jimmy King here and pick up the 400 points he needs to make the final.
These two boats in this particular heat and all the other heats, closer competition than we've ever seen before.
It's going to be a barn burner final, particularly if Jean Theoret, the French Canadian, can put Billy Shoemaker's U-37 Beacon Plumbing into it, and it looks now like he will do that. He will pick up 400 points for his first place finish here. A great run by Jimmy King in the U3 Miss Chrysler Jeep, racing for Ed Cooper out of Evansville, Indiana, but he will settle for second place.
And 300 points, and he will be in the final also.
This is the way the points are scored in Heat 4B. 400, and Jean Theoret needed every one of them. 300 for Jimmy King, 225 for Mike Allen and Miss DYC. Greg Hott in the Little Will did not finish.
Right now, this team, the U-37 team, Beacon Plumbing, not sure if they have enough points to make the final. The driver, Jean Theoret, going up to check out the final standings and to see if they're going to make it. We'll be back with more action from Detroit, Michigan after this timeout.
Welcome back to Detroit, Michigan. It's FSN coverage of the Chrysler Jeep Superstore's APBA Gold Cup. One heat of racing remaining, the 5-lap winner-take-all final. The question was, did Jean Theoret and the U-37 score enough points? The math has been done. He's in. He's with Jim Hendrick.
400 points at the last minute. Talk about the skin in your teeth. You're in the final.
Amazing, and I want to thank God because this is a real miracle. We had a real bad weekend, mistakes that I've done, and then we got bad drift this morning, but the Beacon boat went really fine in this race, and we won it, and it's a tribute to my team.
3 wins last year, but this one, the Gold Cup, eluded you. You now have a chance.
Yes, it's a miracle because to be in the Gold Cup, to be in the final heat, we couldn't make it last year because we had an accident, and to be here this year, it's a real blessing. So I pray to God that we have a safe race.
One of the great stories here in the 2006 season has been rookie Mike Allen out of New Orleans, Louisiana. He's in the final. We asked him for his game plan.
As long as they don't see this before the heat, I think we're going to try and get up in 1, 2, or 3 and try and hold them off. The whole idea is to get down there before everybody. The wind's definitely picking up. The water's going to be rough. It's going to be an extremely fast heat, but it's going to be a difficult heat, very difficult.
These are the boats and drivers who have made their way to the winner-take-all final. It'll be Nate Brown, Ken Muscatel, Jimmy King, Steve David, Mike Allen, and Jean Theoret.
Well, it's quite an honor to win the Gold Cup, the oldest trophy in all motorsports, and it's our biggest event, and it's really special coming to Detroit, such a great place. And then, of course, the Chrysler Jeep's the sponsor of the race, and then also the sponsor of our boat. It's just a great package, and it's something that lasts a lifetime, and it's a real thrill. We're sitting here next to Chip Hanauer, and Chip Hanauer won 11 times, so that's a treat. We'd like to get to the second.
The greats have said the only way to win this race is you have to beat the river. And every time we've been here, the river has beaten us, and it's just a tough race, the toughest there is. So when you win this race, it's the Gold Cup.
So Jean Theoret and the U-37 Beacon Plumbing will join the very fast field for the winner-take-all final. Stephen David has had a great weekend in the Oh Boy Oberto. He'd be a popular winner. Or can Jimmy King win it with piston power?
Welcome back to Detroit, Michigan for the Chrysler Jeep Superstore's APBA Gold Cup. Jim Hendrick along with Steve Montgomery. The final field is taking to the course. And this boat, Jean Theoret, in the Beacon Plumbing, driving for former driver and present owner Billy Shoemaker, just made the final by the skin of his teeth. Billy Shoemaker made this comment.
Well, we started off a little bit rough. Had an accident in the first race, but we've got it all back together. Scott Rainey and John Walters and the rest of the guys have worked really hard, sometimes all night long, to get it back. Today we're running as good as I could ever expect to, so we have high hopes.
They have high hopes, and they're on the course right now, Steve.
2 intensive days of racing, all to try to win your way to this point. a spot in the winner-take-all final heat. It's 5 laps. At the end, the checkered flag and the most prestigious trophy in all of boat racing, the APBA Gold Cup. And look at the way they're forming up, Jim. Jean Theoret, a master at getting the inside, has done it again in the U37 Beacon Plumbing.
That's for sure, Steve. He's on the inside, the short way around the course. We're aboard the U3 Jeep Chrysler boat. Jimmy King, the driver, as they fan out now, the Rooster Tail start to rise, and here they come for the start.
The rundown to start finish. Theoret's out ahead. He's in great shape. If he's a legal starter, he has a lot of speed off to his left. We're on board with Steve David in the Old Boy Oberto. He's had a great weekend, but does the old boat have enough speed to compete here? Theoret is going to be the early leader. It's a good start. All 6 boats were legal, and they are flying down into that first turn off to the left. That's Jimmy King with piston power, pulling out ahead of Steve David and chasing Jean Theoret into the first turn.
5 laps around this Detroit River 2.5-mile oval, and the winner will be crowned the APBA Gold Cup champion for 2006.
Jean Theoret, the first off the turn in the yellow boat, and look at the speed here as he pulls away from Mike Allen and Jimmy King. We're on board with Allen, and off to the left, that's the Rooster Tail of the U37 Beacon Plumbing. You see a little bit of the yellow boat there. Now Allen is pulling up beside him. Look, oh, the cowling! The cowling blew off the 37. Miss Beacon Plumbing has lost part of the race boat. It went right through the wing. It took off the horizontal stabilizer, and now Jean Theoret has what should be a crippled race boat. This should be a big advantage for Mike Allen.
Yes, and that boat will react differently now over this rough water when the wind gets under those sponsons and those wings, so he's got to be very careful.
The rear wing on the boat is set by the crew. It is not operated by the driver the way the front one is, but it is critical in the handling of the race boat. Mike Allen now is giving chase. Aerodynamically unsound should be Jean Theoret's ride. We'll see now how he's able to handle this. So far, Jim, he has not slowed down at all. He's onto the backstretch, and he is still the leader. I would presume by now he knows that something is wrong, still handling well. And look at the ride that Steve David's getting back in the Old Boy Oberto.
The wind is picked up and choppy waters now on the Detroit River. Very dangerous. They've got to complete all 5 laps. They're in number 2 of 5.
Jean Theoret into the Rooster Tail turn again. He has maintained the lead. Surprisingly, he has lost the cowling and the rear wing. Aerodynamically, that boat has to be different. Here's Jimmy King. He is running back in the battle for second and third with Mike Allen as they are both chasing what we think should be a crippled U37 Beacon Plumbing. But Jean Theoret continues to keep it out front. Look at this drive, Jim. He's doing a tremendous job.
Yes, he is, and you can notice that the wing in the back of the boat up high is gone. Everything went flying in that second turn down by the Detroit Yacht Club, but he's maintaining his lead on the inside in the U37.
Jean Theoret was an absolute lead foot. He came up through the Grand Prix ranks, and I'm thinking, Jim, that this boat right now might be handling something like a Grand Prix. They don't have as many aerodynamic control surfaces. We're on board with Jimmy King. He's running back in third place. It's Mike Allen running second, and Mike does not appear to be running down Jean Theoret. That's a surprise because he has a whole race boat. There's Mike Allen right there running in second.
And look at the way he makes that turn down by the Rooster Tail, by the pit turn, as he comes around to complete lap number 3. He's still leading the fleet, and that boat is giving him a pretty good ride for no rear stabilizer.
What a tremendous drive by the French-Canadian Jean Theoret, and you see his pursuer, Mike Allen, right there, who is not gaining on him. One of the most remarkable things I've ever seen, Jim. Normally when a driver loses a wing, they become a back marker. The boat just doesn't handle for him. This one has not slowed down at all.
Well, the U37, the Beacon Plumbing, owned by Billy Shoemaker and his wife Jane, having, of course, been a Gold Cup champion as a driver in his own right, he said it's tougher to be an owner and on the shore, and right now, he's got to be sweating bullets.
Back when Billy drove, they didn't have the movable front wing and the rear wing that we've been talking about. You can see here in this shot in Mike Allen's cockpit, off to his left is the front canard. He works that with his left foot to control the attitude of the boat. The rear wing is set by the crew, and that's what's missing from the U37. Now, look at this race back here for second place. Mike Allen has Jimmy King off to his left as they go into the Rooster Tail turn. Jimmy bounced a little there. Oh, he took a whack on the windshield from the Rooster Tail of Mike Allen's boat, but he comes out of it. Now Allen a little more of a lead in second place over third place Jimmy King.
They've got a rough Detroit River, and Bill Muncy once said, you never beat the Detroit River, you only survive it. And that's what these combatants are trying to do here this afternoon.
Listen to this, Jim. Mike Allen has been penalized for crowding Jimmy King in that turn. He has been penalized a lap. He is no longer running second on the water. Mike Allen, the driver, you just looked over his shoulder, got too tight running in lane 2, didn't give Jimmy King enough room, and he's been penalized a lap. So that'll shake up our order. It'll move Jimmy King up into second place as our leader, Jean Theoret, is putting a lap now on Dr. Ken Muscatel in a boat that's absolutely performing beautifully, considering part of it's gone.
They're going to have to work on this boat to get it ready for Tri-City, but right now they don't care. They are looking for a checker flag and a Gold Cup winning. And here it comes, the checker flag for Jean Theoret and the U-37.
What a tremendous drive. We don't know, frankly, how much the attitude of the boat was affected by the loss of the cowling in the wing. There's Jimmy King. He'll come by to take second place. Mike Allen, second on the water, is going to be dropped back after a one-lap penalty for an encroachment on King. And look at Billy Shoemaker's crew. Their driver, Jean Theoret, has won the 2006 APBA Gold Cup in a remarkable drive. And oh, they got close there as Mike Allen came around to finish the race. He got very close to Jean Theoret. Looked like he hopped right over his right sponson. So Theoret brings back what's left of the race boat. The important thing, Jim, is when they hand him the Gold Cup, he'll get the whole trophy.
We'll be back with the winners in a moment.
FSN coverage of the American Boat Racing Association EnviroPly Championship Series for unlimited hydroplanes is brought to you by EnviroPly multi-panel interior and exterior building supplies, naturally superior. And by Oh Boy Oberto Beef Jerky. Taste what's real. It better be Oberto. Back in Detroit, we have crowned a champion, the 2006 APBA Gold Cup, an incredible drive by French-Canadian Jean Theoret in the U-37 Beacon Plumbing. Let's go down to the winner's dock and a very, very happy crew, owner, and driver.
The last time I talked to this guy on the dock, he said, I'm not sure I'm in the final. Look what happened.
Well, it's amazing. I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and I want to thank Beacon Plumbing for sponsoring us. And I want to thank this team, because this team is the heart of this race boat, and that's why we won here today.
About the second lap, you blew off the horizontal stabilizer. What did that do to the boat?
I saw it in the mirror. It didn't change nothing. The water was so bad we couldn't make that speed. That we really do. And usually it didn't do nothing wrong.
Gold Cup winner.
Yes, sir. It's amazing. My second year, I'm a Gold Cup winner.
All right.
It's fantastic. It's a miracle.
So as the Unlimited Fleet leaves Detroit and the Gold Cup, this is the way the National High Points shake out. First place, Mike Allen, the rookie in the U7, FormulaBoats.com. Second place is Steve David in the Oh Boy Oberto, the U6. Third place, Jimmy King with Piston Power, the U3. Fourth place, Mike Weber in the U5, FormulaBoats.com's first boat. Fifth place, Jean Theoret, and the reigning national champion, Dave Villwatt. And Miss Elam Plus drops into sixth place. For more information on the EnviroPly ABRA Unlimited Hydroplane Series, visit the official website of hydroplane racing, abrahydroplanes.com.
Our next program, 1 week from today at 3 o'clock your local time from Tri-City, Washington, Rumble on the River Atomic Cup. On behalf of Steve Montgomery, I'm Jim Hendrick from the Motor City of Detroit. So long.